Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. Yet another chapter in the saga at Toyota. Delphi is profitable in North America, and an interview with the newest designer at Hyundai. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Monday, April 19th, 2010, and now the news. More problems for Toyota. It's agreeing not to contest the record fine that NHTSA has slapped on it. It faces yet another hearing in the U.S. House of Representatives next month about unintended acceleration, this time with Henry Waxman, and it got hit by yet another recall. The company says the cable that holds on the spare tire on the Sienna minivan could rust and the spare could fall off, creating a major road hazard. And finally, some Toyota news that's not negative. Bloomberg reports that Toyota is going to come out with a hybrid minivan based on the Prius. It will have 3 rows of seats, use lithium-ion batteries, and will be out next year. It will be the first of a family of new models that will be sold under the Prius name. And here's an eye-popping headline for everyone who follows the supplier industry. Delphi is profitable again in North America. Wards reports that after 4 years in bankruptcy, Delphi's back in the black and ready to grow again. It quotes Delphi's chairman, Rodney O'Neill, as saying the company managed to snare $89 billion in new business over the coming years. He expects sales to grow from $11 billion this year to over $15 billion in the next 2 years. And he says Delphi will invest 11% of its revenues in R&D, which is an extremely high percentage rate. Earlier this month, we reported that Geely was looking to position Volvo as China's brand of choice for its government officials. And it looks like that could happen now thanks to a new mandate. According to Gasgoo, the Chinese government is expected to mandate that more than 50% of government fleet purchases be from domestic brands. And of course, Volvo is now Chinese domestic brand. And the new guidelines will also exclude most vehicles made by joint ventures. China is expected to pay about 100 billion yuan, about $14.5 billion, on new vehicles this year. Currently, Audi is the brand of choice amongst China's government officials. And speaking of China, car sales keep going up and up there, and it's expected to stay that way for the next several years. According to Gasgoo, analysts predict that sales will grow 20% per year for the next 5 years in the country. One reason is that the average income in the country continues to rise, and that's going to help people buy cars. Giving visitors a unique view of the city, Autoblog reports that BMW is offering chauffeured tours of Munich in classic convertibles. The drop tops are part of the company's private collection and include 326 and 335 cabrios from the 1930s, a 502 Baroque Angel from the 50s, and more. The tour hits all of the big BMW attractions in Munich, including its museum and corporate headquarters. Plus, tourists are treated to a drive on the ring road surrounding the old city center. The 3-hour trip costs 90 euros, about 120 bucks, and runs from April to October. Transplants, or foreign automakers that set up factories in the U.S., have basically avoided the UAW, but that might change going forward. According to Wards, Ron Gettelfinger, president of the labor group, says he is confident the union will start organizing workers at European and Asian-owned plants in the United States. He says they're getting a lot of phone calls from people about various issues, but declined to comment as to what their concerns are. He says interest in the UAW is growing, mostly in plants located in southern states. Coming up next, we'll take a look at the latest guy that Hyundai stole away from General Motors to design its cars.
Introducing Bridgestone's 3rd generation of run-flat tires with groundbreaking new Bridgestone technologies. Bridgestone run-flat tires offer improved ride comfort, lower rolling resistance, and improved wear while giving you the peace of mind and comfort you need.
As we've reported right here on Daily over the last few months, Hyundai has really been making great strides with both products and sales, despite losing some key decision makers recently, like its North American design chief. The man now in charge of keeping those next-generation designs flowing, at least from its Orange County studio in California, is Phil Zak, a General Motors vet who designed the very hot-selling Chevy Equinox and who hopes the look of the all-new Sonata will continue taking Hyundai sales to new heights.
The Sonata is our best-selling vehicle. It's our most important vehicle. What's significant about it as well is in a vehicle that is this important to us as a brand, we went with a very dynamic styling statement to really attract new buyers and kind of really appeal to their emotional side, more of an aspirational vehicle than just transportation or just an appliance.
One of the ways Hyundai is targeting that new universe of buyers is with something that they call fluidic design. That's its new international design language that gives the vehicles, amongst other things, a richer, more affluent look.
You notice right off the bat the prominent, dark chrome grille, along with the really detailed headlamps that frame it and kind of accentuate it. That's a very premium detail seen in much more expensive vehicles. The chrome door handles that you can get on the vehicle, the chrome sweep spear on the body side. A lot of those premium elements add to the kind of more sophisticated appearance.
Fluidic design also speaks to the aerodynamic flow of the car. You can see that with the strong lines that start from the grille, creating what Hyundai says is an object in motion, despite the fact the car might be standing still. It debuted on the 2010 Tucson crossover, followed closely by Sonata, with others in the queue.
The next vehicles that you see coming out of the studios will be just as dynamic as the Sonata is as we replace each individual product lineup. So this is just the start from where we plan to take the brand.
And we'll see just where the brand continues to go and grow with new vehicles like the Elantra due out later this year, as well as the Santa Fe crossover that's not too far behind. Hey, don't forget to join us Thursday night for Autoline After Hours when our guest will be Doug Feehan, the head of Corvette Racing. That's Thursday night live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.